Oh yeah, I got an acoustic guitar. I just started learning and formed different bands, and we always tried to do our own songs though, because I felt when people can't compare your songs to anything else, they can't judge you. So we did that, but I did the sensible go to college and get a job thing as well, which messed up the whole musical career for a while. Engineering, building roads in Kilkenny, so be careful on those roads. One of them was nicknamed the roller coaster since, yeah. We did a great job on it. But it's lovely if you hit it at the right speed. It's a nice little buzz. But I worked at that for a while, but it didn't. I ended up leaving the job then and moving to Amsterdam to get my head together. So that was a good idea. What happened was I went over to a couple of musician friends of mine that were living in Rotterdam and Amsterdam, and I knew about a dozen guys who had set up circuits in between Irish pubs and clubs around Europe. So we used to play in a place once a month, and they put you up, and then you move on. The next night was music 7 nights a week in most of these places. So I went for a 3-month tour. It turned into 7 years before I came back, but that just took me everywhere. It was great. Yeah, mostly, we used to say selling a bit of soul to nurture the rest kind of thing, but after a while you get fed up with that, and your own style just comes through in the end. Even when you do a cover, it just doesn't sound anything like the cover. So when that starts happening, then you slot in your own songs, and you get known for that in some places and other places. But it was a bit of a drag trying to do that in Irish pub scene, because a lot of it is just like the drunken Camalias. So I came home, retired from the music, and went fishing out in Connemara. So then the fishermen suggested I go back to the music. So that's how I ended up out there. I've recorded my own stuff and playing in the bars kind of and clubs out there now. I used to chase this thing of trying to break it or trying to make it or something like that. But I think at the end of the day, when you relax and stop chasing it, it finds you, kind of thing. You know, if you just channel the sound that you think is right, it does reach the right people, like, and they do eventually come. But no matter, like, I found the more I hid my music away, the more people started listening to it. So when you're out there chasing it, you're just annoying people to the point of where they're deaf to it. So I think it's hard. It's all upside down. If you relax and let it happen, it takes care of you rather than you trying to shape it. It's like a toaster, when it pops up. You only get one of them in the middle of the day or something, or the middle of the night, or in the middle of a job interview or something. You just write it down or you record it straight away. And that's usually, you find it 6 months later then, and it's, I don't know, they're out there floating around if you know when to catch them. It could be a word, or the way somebody would look at you, or something somebody would do that just throws it all, shatters everything. And you're going, what the hell was that? And then you try and explain it with words and music then. I admire anyone that does it, to be honest. You mightn't like what they're doing, but for anyone to stand up and perform and open themselves to that criticism, it's just the bravest thing I know, Be they famous or be they a gobshite, like, it's just mad. At the moment I'm influenced by a lot of people out in Connemara who are just, they burst into song in the middle of the day, or they just recite poetry, like, at the drop of a hat, and that astounds me, like. It's important to them and it's valid, but in other places you'd be locked up, I think anyone that can do that, and do it for their own. I think if somebody thinks they're creating, it turns me off. But if somebody is channeling, I think if they're trying to express an idea that they feel is coming from somewhere else, I think that's where it really lies. And once you see somebody doing that, it could be Miles Davis or it could be a guy on the street corner. When you see that happening, you recognise it. It stirs something in your own gut as well, I think. There's a belief that it's essential part of the whole society is that you have the bard, that you have somebody telling tales and singing and making up songs and drawing pictures and stuff like that. It's almost brain the way it's still a valid part of society out there. If you tell somebody you're a singer, they go, oh yeah, I'm a farmer, but I wrote a song there the other day. It's the conversations you have with people out there. Where somebody else, oh, you're a singer, oh, you're a singer, are you? You're wide open to getting slagged then. So I've learned to grow out there, just be honest, because they see it as something valid. But, I do it. It happens because it's hard to put a. Most of what I do is for nothing anyway, because you're playing all day, every day, in some form or shape. So I suppose I would be playing nearly every day, but then some of them are big gigs, paid gigs, and other gigs are just sitting around with people jamming. But it's just I'm just constantly playing. I think I tried stopping a few times because I got addicted to a lot of stuff. But I think when you're addicted to music, you start thinking, Jesus, I better stop playing for a while. My head's wrecked. But if you do that, it just works backwards on you. It comes exploding out in silly ways. So I just try to keep playing, just to keep level-headed. I'll try and lure some of the lads into doing some of that on the MUZUTV. Some great lads doing spoken word poetry out there and stuff. Songwriters as well. Yeah, if they let me, because they like keeping it to themselves, and they don't trust the outside world.